Okay, good morning, everybody. My name is Ruchi Jain. Uh, if I have studied my chartered accountancy, but currently I am pursuing yoga, teaching and practicing it myself also and learning every day. Like I've also learned with Nutan ma'am about pre and postnatal yoga, which was very informative. And I really thank her for the information and the teachings that she has shared with us, along with the very knowledgeable book that she has shared with us. I would also like to thank my husband, who has been a great support, and my in-laws also, who during the middle of the day, they allowed me to attend these sessions. Of course, sometimes I used to get late, but only reasons was I was just caught up with the family things as it was early in the morning. Anyway, my topic today is Rajaswala Paricharya and yoga for healthy menstruation. I'll take you through it. I'm not able to change the slide. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So Rajaswala means a menstruating woman. A woman, when she's on her periods, she's actually called as a Rajaswala. And Rajaswala Paricharya in total means a lifestyle to be followed by a menstruating woman during menstruation for a healthy period and a healthy life, for a good fertility also. Thus, following Rajaswala Paricharya, a woman responds healthily to the psychological and the physiological changes by keeping balanced doshas, Agni, and Mala. Basically, these are the rules that a menstruating woman has to follow to have a healthy life and a healthy period for herself. So now, when should when should Rajaswala Paricharya be followed? Starting from the moment of appearance of the menstrual flow up to a period of 3 days. She can resume back to normal after 3 days. Yeah, we've heard of this thing numerous times from ma'am. Heyam dukham anagatam. Heyam means anything that can be avoided. Dukham means pain or suffering. Anagatam, which has not yet come. Therefore, the pain and suffering that is yet to come can be avoided in menstrual disorders if this discipline is followed. If we follow a healthy lifestyle, good diet during our menstrual period, then we can definitely avoid the pain that can come through later in the form of menstrual disorders for us. Let's talk about some holistic guidelines or maybe the rules during menstruation. Uh, we'll talk about ahar and vihar. Ahar is diet. First, let's talk about what should be done during these 3 days of our menstruating time. We'd rather eat in proper and small quantities, having a light diet, not going very heavy on our diet, and having our meals on regular times. We can have fruits like bananas and also some citrus fruits like oranges, eat dry fruits like dates. We can eat bell peppers. They're also watery, and we can have carrot, which provides us with vitamin A. Also, we can have yogurt, which is lactobacillus friendly. Uh, People who eat non-veg can eat fish because it comes with a cod liver oil, which acts on the brain and the eyes of the female. You can also add shali dhanya. It's a kind of rice, barley, ghee, and milk in your diet because during menstruation, our pitta and vata are aggravated. So to bring them on a balance, these things should be introduced in our diet. Next is what we shouldn't be eating during our menstruating time. We should avoid heavy food, salty food, spicy food, pungent food, tikshna. Also hot food because our pitta is already aggravated during our menstruating time. So we rather eat something which cools down our body, bringing the pitta to a little normal level. We should avoid junk food and packaged food, and also avoid sprouts because they contain some kind of bacteria in them, which is not good for a menstruating woman. Next is lifestyle. Now, what kind of lifestyle do we need to follow during these 3 days specifically, we need to imbibe ourselves with good thoughts and auspicious thoughts as much as possible. We need to be resting most of the time and restoring the energy that we are losing during our flow time. And try to keep your mind calm and relaxed, and also enjoy your me time, because this is time to restore your energy. Be with yourself. If you like reading, read books, do whatever you like, but be with yourself in this time. Indulge in self, in your own self at this point. And of course, do not indulge into celibacy in this time. So basically, this is the time of your own self-care. Also, during the menstrual period, a female is supposed to, if it's good if she sleeps on a bed which is made of darbha grass, which is accepted by the Vedic scriptures. They used to offer it in the rituals, and also it gives us an earthly quality feeling when we sleep on this grass. A lady, when sleeping on this darbha grass, is called as darbha samstha rashayani. Next, let's talk about the lifestyle, the things that we shouldn't be doing during this time. Divasvapna, sleeping during the day. Use of Anjana, that's use of Kajal. Ashrupata is crying during your menstrual time. Avoiding exercise, avoiding fast running, laughing and over talking. No coitus during this time. No adorning oneself, not wearing any ornaments. No listening to loud music, and no abhyanga, massaging. Let's see why we shouldn't be doing this. I'll take you through this again later. Yeah. So Deva Swapna, which is the sleeping during the day. So if a female is sleeping a lot during the day, which means that the baby coming in future may also be sleeping a lot. Using of Anjana or using of Kajal, which means that the baby might have partial blindness. Ashrupata, crying, which means that the baby also, might have a disorder in this. Avoiding exercise, avoiding fast running, and overly laughing and over talking may lead to a menstrual a disorder in the baby, in the mental disorder. And no coitus. So basically, ma'am had told us that having coitus may lead to a stillbirth of the baby or any disorder. Maybe like in the first day, if you're indulging into coitus, first day of your menstruation, then high chances of having stillbirth. Second day also quite high chances of having stillbirth, and the third day, if you indulge in it, then maybe there could be a disorder with the baby. So let's not risk it, and avoiding coitus during these 3 days. Maybe after the third day you can take a good shower and get ready, and then later whatever you can indulge into it, but at least not to the first 3 days. Also not sajna savarna bhi nahi chahiye is time pe, because I mean, it's like, if you're getting ready, then you're getting ready to go outside, right? And already there are so many hormonal changes. There is an energy splash in you already. So why go outside? In fact, rest at home, be at home. Also, try not to listen to loud music during this time, and no abhyanga or indulging into massaging, because this may lead to skin disorders in the future baby. Okay, so let's talk about the yoga precautions during menstruation. So ma'am had very nicely put in a quote saying that women can practice yoga in modified version before, during, and after menstruation too, because it is not just stretch and strain. Yoga doesn't come with asanas. It has a lot more variety to it. You can practice yama, niyama, and asana also. If you want to practice, you can do it in a customized and modify it according to your health in these 3 days. Avoid kumbhaka, because kumbhaka means holding breath, and it's recommended that we don't hold breath, which holding breath means we are holding the carbon dioxide inside us. And if we hold the carbon dioxide, it is anyway going to come out in a moment's time. So in that time, the blood capillaries in our body, it will enter into them, and that's going to cause harm. So we need to avoid kumbhaka during this time. We need to practice pratyahar, which is indulging in inward rather than outward, and dharana and samadhi similarly. So what are the asanas that you can practice during menstruation? If let's like we do into cooling asanas more probably, like pranayam also, if we're doing, we can do in brahmari, shitli and sitkari, and then we can do brahma mudra, jiva bandh and simha mudra. They actually relax the body during this time, which is much needed. We can sit in vajrasan, which is good for digestion, because anyway during periods there is a problem with our agni during this time. So sitting in vajrasan may help in digestion. Virasan similarly. Kati Vakrasan is again a relaxing posture, which because by twisting you might feel ease at the pain that is being caused during your menstrual time. Makarasana again is a restorative posture. During this time, we may not be very comfortable sleeping in a particular pattern. So sleeping maybe on our abdomen and using our forearms, resting our head on our forearms may give us a little slightly more comfortable for us. Pavan Muktasan, Shavasana, of course, again being a restorative posture, and indulging in meditation and tratak for calm mind. Okay, we are also talking of yoga for healthy menstruation. So it doesn't, I'm not here to talk about what yoga to be done during menstruation. We've already spoken about that. But to have a healthy menstruation, why do we do yoga, or what yoga we do? Because as yoga is a preventive measure to maintain a healthy reproductive system, we are practicing yoga for healthy menstruation. It helps us in toning, stimulation, adequate blood circulation, oxygenation, and strengthening of the muscles around the reproductive system. Reproductive health is most important here. So the categories of asanas to be done during for a healthy menstruating body is hip openers to strengthen, which will help you and strengthen the reproductive system. Then we can indulge in twisting asanas to stimulate the adrenal glands, inversions for adequate blood circulation and oxygenation to all the organs of the body. Then forward bending asanas, it sends a lot of blood supply to the abdominal and reproductive area and oxygenates the whole thing. Restorative poses, because to combat stress, we can get into restorative postures, which can make our job easier. Also, there are some yogic techniques and yogic asanas that we can follow during this for a healthy menstruating period. Marjar Kriya and Uttanasan, warrior poses, Malasan, Matsyendrasan, Upavishta Konasan, Parivritta Janu Shirshasan, Dhanurasan, Sarvangasan, Halasan, Makarasan, Trataka, Pratipaksha Bhavana. So what is Pratipaksha Bhavana? It's like from the dark you side to see the positive side of it, right? So when in your menstruating time, you might, this is the time when, you know, everything seems to be very negative with you, but, you know, in that trying to find the positive, having that thought towards yourself is called as Pratipaksha Bhavana, finding the positive. And if you see, most of these postures focus on the area near the hip and the pelvic area to strengthen that area. So if somebody might get confused that I have told that, you know, inversions are not allowed in periods, and here I've written about inversions. So that was yoga during menstruation, and this is to have a healthy menstruating life. So I can practice inversions for this. Lastly, I would just like to share my reference from Nutan ma'am. All the teachings that she's done, I've referred her slides, I've gone through her, what do you say, the videos again, over again. And also Google has been a great help. I've taken documents written on Google on Rajaswala Paricharya. I really enjoyed the topic. And thank you so much, ma'am. The class, the teaching, everything was amazing. It was, we didn't know so much about our bodies ever, which was most important. I think these teachings should have been started right from school, but it's okay. It's never late. And I'm glad that, you know, I have had such experiences with wherein, you know, I could directly ask you about these experiences, share these experiences wherein my own family members are pregnant and I could help them with whatever little knowledge I have recently gained. I was actually feeling proud of this fact that, I've learned something new and immediately I'm able to share this with them. If you remember, I was contemplating on whether I should be joining now or maybe later, because already there was so much of thing going on in my family regarding the pregnancies. But then I'm glad that I took the step to be doing it now, because right now I'm able to help them in their pregnancy. Yeah, thank you so much, and thank you, my viewers. It was wonderful interacting with you all and knowing you all in some way or the other. Thank you so much.